Hi everyone, welcome to Scormax Science YouTube channel. This episode is about to be verbs, their basic usage and forms. Here's the basic definition of to be verbs. To be verbs are used to show a state of being, identity, or condition. There are different situations for using to be verbs. Here we brought you the basic forms of them. The very basic forms of to be verbs in present tense are am, is, are. Each of the pronouns need their own special one, like I am, you are, she and he and it is, we are, you are, and they are. What are these verbs used for? This is a good question, and we're gonna see the answer. In general, to be verbs are used for describing, identifying, showing feelings, forming continuous tenses, and passive voice. As you see, here are some examples that you can pause video and read them one by one, but the two last ones are more professional for future. Here is negative forms slide. Now it's time to learn negative forms of to be verbs, which is really important because you can show your information more professional. We can use these verbs to make negative sentences too. Look at these examples, which are the previous examples that I mentioned. Here it is. We bring the negative maker not after to be verbs, as you see here. For example, for the previous mentioned examples that I said, I am student, here it is that you add not after the to be verb. I am plus not plus the rest of the sentence makes the sentence negative. I am not a student. And to the rest, all of the sentences are showing the same symbol, not after to be verb. As a summary, not is a negative maker or a word used to make a sentence negative. It shows that something is not true or does not happen or is absent, which is really important for us. We can also make questions. These verbs are not only changed to negative forms but also help a sentence to be in the form of questions. When you need to know some information about someone or something, you need to ask questions to take what you need. It is the way we make questions with these verbs in sentences, which is going to be mentioned in next slide. As you see at these examples, verbs come after subject. This is the structure of affirmative sentences. But in question forms, we need to change the placement of verb and subject, just like the examples here. So, to make questions, as you see, we need to change the placement. The first structure that you see is subject plus verb plus the rest of the sentence. This structure is for affirmative forms. But when you're going to make a question, you need to change the place. Verb comes first, and then the subject, and then the rest of the sentence. Look at his examples. I am a student. This sentence is affirmative. It's giving us information. But the next sentence is, am I a student? This is a question. It's asking, am I a student? The next example, you are a student. If you want to make it question, you bring are first, then you. Are you a student? The next example, she is a student. You say, what should we do? As you see in the example, is she a student? And so on, up to the end of these examples that you see, they are all questions form, which made of the affirmative forms. These forms of questions that we mentioned are yes or no questions. Why do we call it like this? Because in order to answer these kind of questions, you are in need of starting the sentences with agreement or disagreement. That means yes to show agreement or no to show disagreement. Now we try to answer them with yes and no sentences, which is in the next slide. Look at these examples here. The first line is a complete line. It said, I am a student. So this sentence is affirmative and it's giving us information. It's not asking for information. It's giving information. Is it positive or negative? It's positive. Why? Because it doesn't have a negative maker not in it. I am a student. So we're going to ask this question. We're going to change the sentence to a question form. We need to change the placement of subject and verb. Am comes first, then subject, then the rest of the sentence. Am I a student? And then the question mark. All of the questions should have question mark. That's really important, especially in writing. To answer this question, because this question is a yes or no question, we need to answer with yes or no. If the answer is yes, if you agree, you say yes, you are a student. But if it's no, you say no, you are not a student. Here is a negative sentence because there's a negative maker not after our to be verb. No, you are, which is our to be, are not. Not is a negative maker. So negative maker came after are. That's really important to know. I'm so happy that we learned it completely. There are too much more about sentences, general grammar, and so on. We're going to cover them in several episodes in the future. Learn them, please. And if you had any questions, please write your questions in the comments, and I will answer as soon as possible. If you enjoyed and learned something from this video, please like it, and if possible, share it with your friends so they can learn it as well. Have a nice day.